Welcome to the Women in Business radio show with Sian Murphy, connecting women in business around the globe.
Welcome back into the Women in Business Radio Show studio. It's Thursday, it's midday, so it must be the Women in Business Radio Show.
I think it just might.
It might. I'm Sian Murphy. This is my co-host Adelle Martin, who is the executive midlife coach. And one day I'm going to know what I do.
Yeah, you never say what you do.
Because I don't know what I do. This is what I do. I don't know. I'm here. I run events.
Yeah.
I run events. What do I do? I don't know. I work with women in business, don't I?
Yeah, you give women like me, like the lovely ladies in the room, a platform to get onto media and fairs, that's achievable. That's what you do.
Mainly I show off and waft.
You do, yes.
That's my official wafter.
But we love you.
That's my official title, wafter. I've got to learn how to sit down at events, actually. Yeah, I know. Because sometimes there's actually nothing for me to do.
I think we'd have to get a staple gun.
There is nothing for me to do. The cafe's been run. All of the stuff is out. What am I doing? Walking aimlessly. There's other stuff I could be doing. So what are we going to be talking about today? We are talking about... Bit tricky that, isn't it? We should have thought about this before. Okay, we're talking about events, and in the studio today we have 4 businesswomen who work and promote and sell and grow their business partly through events. And we're going to be talking about that, and also how you can leverage your business, how it's not just about the event, how you can take your business to the next stage with events as part of your mix. So let me tell you who we've got in the studio today. We have got Sylvia Ottway, who is a leader and independent consultant from the Body Shop at Home. Welcome into the studio, Sylvia.
Thank you. Hello, everyone.
We also have Kay Best, who, I don't know, Kay does so much. And hasn't put down on here what she does. So I sort of have to make it up. And I know Kay very well, so I have to tell you what she does. So Kay is, I think if you came along to the events, what you'd see is a psychic medium, a card reader. That's what you'd see. However, behind all of that is a hypnotherapist, somebody who helps people with depression, somebody who helps people with pain management, who also can run and accredit courses. So it really does go way beyond what you see at the event. And I think that really is the trick, and I think that's the trick to being successful at events, is to have something that's going on in the background as well. Also in the studio, we have Marie O'Connor, who is a healing crystal specialist, and we call her the Crystals Queen, so welcome, Marie.
Thank you.
And also we have Emma Unsworth, who is a success coach and also an intuitive artist, who brings both of those to the events as a consultant. So welcome, Emma.
Hi.
I can't see Emma, I have to say. Emma, those of you who don't know, every now and then I put out a picture of this desk, all right, because I am a complete clot when it comes to knobs and buttons. And yet, here I am. Here I still can't believe they allow me behind here. One day I'll take another picture. We'll show you all of this. It's amazing. And Emma is stuck behind a screen at the moment because there's all of these screens which I also can't see and which serve no purpose, which are actually blocking Emma. Hi, Emma.
Hi.
So I think we'll have our quick fire round, don't you, of tools. And we didn't do quotes in the last show.
I thought that was strategically to do it in
No, it wasn't strategically.
Oh, okay.
No. That word strategic. Okay. It's such a funny word, that, isn't it?
I thought you were going to split it.
No.
I thought you had a plan.
No, I couldn't read it. I forgot it. But we.
I honestly thought you had a plan. Because you said about 4 in the show and the timing. Yeah. So as we moved on, I thought, well, that's a really good idea. We are going to have a second bit in the neck.
I should have just shut up, shouldn't I? You would have been impressed.
I was impressed.
No, I just couldn't read it and forgot.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to make you look good. Thank you. So generous.
So you thought you did it.
Okay, well, we'll have to do quotes this time, won't we? Because I have neither, actually. I don't have a what we've learned, because I've just used that one. And I don't have a quote either. One day I'll organise this beforehand. I'll tell you what, let's go around the table. Have you got anything else that you learnt this week?
Be prepared. No, I have got a quote and I've got a book. What have I learnt this week? Again, do you know what? Sometimes it's okay to ask for help. and I'm probably the world's worst at that. That actually, if you're not having a great or you need to talk, sometimes I just go, right, I'll go off on my walk and I come back and feel okay. That's okay to potentially stop and ground myself, but do you know what? It's okay to share and talk to somebody, because I think as entrepreneurs, you're on your own, you're working from home. When I was in corporate, I would have taken a walk down the corridor and say, do you want a coffee? And you're going to have a chat. We don't have that luxury anymore. So for me, that's probably another lesson. I did pick up the phone, but it took a lot for me to pick up the phone. And she said to me, well, why didn't you call me earlier? And I went, do you know what? I don't know. I should have done. Because I miss sometimes that. Let's have a quick chat.
Yeah, okay. I like that. I like that. Kay, have you learnt anything this week?
Oh, well, how to get air for a start. I was driving.
Get somebody else to take you. Shall I come back to you? Or have you got one?
No, I haven't actually. Not really.
Sylvia, have you learnt anything this week?
Yeah, I've learnt this week that you actually can't fix everything. And what you can do, and this is something I do quite a lot, is I spend 99% of my time dealing with 1% of the people who actually don't want to do anything in business. And actually, I need to switch that round.
Absolutely, especially when you're in multi-level marketing. But we do this anyway, don't we? If somebody doesn't like us, or if somebody doesn't want to buy something, or if you're in multi-level marketing where you have a team, but it happens in corporate as well when you have a team. You have a team and you have somebody who isn't doing something. What do? They suck. Absolutely. Every team meeting's about them. Every meeting you have, every discussion, everything you talk about is all about this person who isn't doing what they should be doing.
Yeah. And it's straining, and it's actually it's a waste of time. Yeah,
because you can't, because it's not you. You don't have control. And I know from personal experience of having a team of business people in multi-level marketing that I would spend all of my time on the person who was doing nothing and ignore the little bunny beavering away,
earning me money.
Who's just getting on with it.
Yeah, it's a really good point.
I think we all do it,
but I think we do it in different ways as well. So we do it if somebody doesn't like us, or if somebody doesn't like our product. If we're not careful, we spend all of our time trying to make them like us. They're never going to like us. They are not going to like us. There is a statistic which is that 30% of people will just hate you, which sounds really horrible.
It's easy.
But in normal life, we don't come across these people. We interact, we bounce off them. We don't like each other, or they don't like us, and they just go away. And that's it. We don't have anything else to do with them again. So we never really know. And really, it's just a reflection. If somebody really hates you, it's just a reflection of the stuff that they don't like about themselves. But that's fine. They go and do their thing. Not everybody has to like us. Obviously, they will have to like me. Goes without saying, doesn't it? You can see how this works, can't you? How it all goes horribly wrong. But it's true. People just don't like us, and that's all right. We don't have to have a conversation with us. Off they trot, and we focus on our tribe. That's right. On our group. But it's terrible, isn't it? You find somebody who doesn't like you, and if you're not careful, you're all gnashing teeth and dentures. But it's because we don't want to be outside the group, isn't it? We have a survival need to be inside the tribe. But we don't really anymore, because we all have the same access to Waitrose and Aldi's or wherever. We're not going to die if we're kicked out of the tribe. No. I think it's just an innate thing, isn't it? So I love that. Focus. Don't try and fix things you can't fix. Okay.
Good.
I have one, actually, and which is, don't hide what you're not good at.
Yeah.
If you're not good at it, there is no point in trying to pretend that you are, because even if people don't realise that you're a fraud, you will know that you are. So people might notice that I am not a money coach. Okay. I don't teach people how to get rich. All right, that's because I'm not that good at the money side of business. There are other things I'm really good at as a businesswoman. The money side of things, not so much. I need help with that. So I'm not a wealth coach. No. But I have seen so many wealth coaches who don't have any money, who are actually worse off than me. So don't do that thing. No. But you do have a skill, and I think you can swivel. You can swivel what it is you're trying to teach people and the message that you're trying to get across and how you can help them. Just don't be a wealth coach.
No.
It could be that you help people, and I'm going to smile now, and I don't mean it to be like this, but it could be that you help people cope with not having enough money and what they could do about it.
Yeah.
So do that. Actually look at what it is that you do, what you can do, and where you are, and work with that and be honest about it.
Absolutely.
That's okay. I'm done now. That's what I learnt this week, and the reason I learnt that this week was I came across somebody who was very much a fraud, and I knew they were, and they knew I knew.
Or stand off.
Yeah, and no, not necessarily. It was just okay. That was it, and it was not even a passing of the ways. It's just why do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Have we got any tools? Have you got a tool left, Adele? What are you doing?
I've got a tool. No, I have actually. No, I have. And again, somebody talked to me. We were talking about videos, like content. So as always, my favourite, Canva. You can now record and share slides through Canva, where before I'd have Zoom, get my Canva slides and share my screen and do my content via Zoom to record it. So I use Zoom for that content, but now you can actually set the presentation and record the video in Canva.
Can you?
Good, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what I found out last week, because I'm just about to record a module and I was going to do it via Zoom. I've also got StreamYard, and someone said to me, "No, why don't you do it directly in Canva? Because I'm not on the screen. This is just my voice narrative." So I'm going to have a go at that, actually, because then that means I won't have to block out the image and stuff. So I'm going to have a go, see how it copes with that. And then you can add all your music and bits in there and sort of semi-edit it as well. So I must admit, I know we always call that good tools, but what I find with that Canva is just when you're thinking about something, they always bring out that new thing. Like I said before, sometimes we don't always look at the tools we've got, but it comes up now. Canva comes up with what's new, and rather than me going deleting it, I've actually read it, and that's how I found out. And then somebody else said they've been doing their videos in Canva.
Okay.
Yeah, that was really yesterday I spoke about that.
I might try that, because I don't like appearing on video either. I always look like I'm always looking up my own nostrils. It's always and I always look like a codfish. You know how some people, they have like this body dysmorphia where they think they look worse than they actually are. I'm the other way round. I think I look better than I actually am. So when I actually see myself as other people see me, I think, oh no, I don't look like that at all. I actually look like Sophia Loren. Who's that woman? So I don't like being in video because I'm outed, basically. I'm outed.
Try that then.
Yeah, I will give off camera. I will give that a go. Okay. Kay, do you have a tool that you can recommend that you use? And it doesn't actually have to be anything electronic or online. It can be anything. No, not that. It could be I don't know, for instance, we have pen and paper one week.
I do use a lot of pen and paper for notes and things like that. But my main tool for getting word out there is Facebook and WhatsApp Business Mill. I found that.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
And I've found from that, without me even putting it out there, I've had quite a few people contact me that way, which hadn't done before.
Ah, so people that but people that you didn't know before, who are finding you through WhatsApp Business.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Clients, and I think yesterday I had about 5 or 6 from there of just these WhatsApp Business.
I am really behind, aren't I?
Through.
I am. Is the word Luddite? I don't know. I keep trying. I am really. Yeah. Okay. All right. WhatsApp Business. Yeah. Okay. Got to do that.
Yeah. I only found it about a month ago, and it was just like you said, it just popped up, and I deleted it, and then thought, I wonder what that is, because I've already got WhatsApp, so why do I want another one? So then I went and looked at it a little bit more.
Okay, I'm definitely going to do it.
Yeah.
I am.
I think it would work.
I'm going to play with that one. Sylvia, have you got any tools that you can recommend?
Mine is the QR code.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I like QRs.
You can't see this, but here's my QR code.
Brilliant.
So,
could you explain what a QR code is, please?
Yeah, so QR codes, you sometimes see them in the supermarket on bits of food and things like that. and all you need to do is take a picture of it with your mobile phone, and it shows you the content that the supplier wants you to see. So it might be a link to a website, which is what I use mine for. It might be a link to a video that talks more about the product. It might be a link to your Facebook group. It could just be a link to anywhere.
It's anything that has what's called a URL,
That's it.
which is basically a web page.
Yeah.
So a post on Facebook can be a web page.
Yeah.
It can have its own URL.
Yeah.
It is just a page or a post that can sit on its own with this URL, which I think is unique relative. Something I don't know. I can't remember. We need a techie person, don't we? I can't remember what it is, but it's a URL. So So how do you create one of these QR codes?
So I use a website called qrcodecreator.com, and then it just brings up the screen, and all you then need to do is either type in your URL. Yeah. You can also use it to create a QR code of a business card, which basically then has your name, your phone number, and all of your information. It then creates a QR code. You just take a copy of it, and then you can insert it onto a sticker. You can put it into a document. I'm thinking of getting one done on a T-shirt, actually, so people can scan me as I walk down the street to say, come and work for the Body Shop at home, or what spends money with the Body Shop at home. When I do my events now, I just have a display, just like a display board, and all that's on there is my QR code, so people just need to scan it, and it saves an absolute fortune on giving people business cards.
And I think, the QR codes have been around for years, haven't they? But I think it's only now that people are starting to use them. Yeah. I'm going to say across the board, but they're being used a lot.
Yeah.
I remember when they came. I remember working with QR codes for businesses 7-8 years ago. Yeah. But they didn't catch on.
No, I think what's made them catch on is lockdown, because menus and things like, you go into a restaurant, you have a menu, that's gone.
Oh, of course, yes.
So what happened in lockdown, every restaurant you went in, they sellotape the QR code to the table. So you do your phone, and that's how it came up.
Of course.
It's a bit like Zoom and QR codes were just so they ship. Okay. So in actual fact, and that's how I've then used my QR code. But if you want to change the URLs but keep the card, like all my business cards, I've got it on all my banners, even something on my phone, you can just change the URLs in the background.
Yeah.
But it was lockdown, because every menu you went in, all of a sudden my mum's using QR codes to get Nando's.
I tell you that what you've just said there is actually sort of critical, isn't it? Because if you keep you can keep the code, the little picture. So if what these are, because we're sitting here looking at them because we're like in the studio. I keep forgetting that, don't I? As I'm pointing and gesticulating and pulling faces. These are the little square things that have lots of little, like, I don't know, black and white coding in, like little square, funny, swirly
things,
thumbprinty
things,
barcodey things. Yeah. So you can have those printed all over the place, but if you then decide that actually your website is changing, or your offer is changing, or something else is changing, you can keep the code the same but change where it goes to, which means you haven't got to go and have another pile of cards, leaflets, T-shirts, or whatever else done. You can just change what happens in the background. I did not think of that.
Yeah, we've had special offer. I flip them. I've got about 3 or 4, and I flip them on whatever I'm doing.
You see, I knew there was a reason we kept you here.
I think the other thing is you need, in the old days, you needed to have a special reader to actually read the QR code.
And now you don't.
You can just point your camera phone at it, and it just
and that's the thing, isn't it? You just turn your camera on and just point it. Yeah. We use them at the events for people to sign up to get onto the reminder newsletter. I actually find, so with people coming in through the door, probably about half of them want to use the QR code, half of them still want to write it down so that nobody else can read their email. That's the problem, isn't it? And it overcomes that problem, doesn't it, of actually scribble. I like that. Thank you very much for that one, Sylvia. Okay, book recommendations. Did we do a book recommendation?
No.
No, we didn't. Go on.
No.
Go on.
I've taken a week off books at the moment, and that's because I need to be honest, I've got a slight addiction to Stephen Bartlett's Diary of a CEO podcast. Have you listened to any of them?
Yes, it's amazing.
But that's a book. I should change it, shouldn't I, to book podcast audios.
Yeah. So I've been listening to him. He's got a very different way of interviewing on his podcast.
He's not better than us, is he?
Don't know. I've got a bit of a girly crush on him, actually. So if he's listening, I don't mind being his co-host now and again.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Look at that. Look.
Shallow.
Have you seen him?
Off we go.
She's going to ditch you.
No.
God,
I
dear.
love
Bit of trouser. There
Okay.
there she is. Gone.
Who else? Who said I'd listen to
Fickle.
him? He's got a great way of interviewing, hasn't he? And he's got some really cool guests on.
What's
now.
his name? Stephen
Bartlett, and he's had a live tour. And I've been listening to those. I just love the way he interviews, obviously, as fellow co-host. I find that interesting. But the guests he's got on, I've got so much out because he takes them back from, what made them what they are. So I definitely listened to a few of those. So I've had a bit of a binge on that rather than a book this week.
Are you reading anything at the moment, Kay?
I'm rereading something. I get a lot of inquiries about past life regression and, how you would get to that and whatever. And one of the first books I read was Brian Weiss, Many Lives, Many Masters. And throughout that book, he was a counsellor, psychologist in America. And throughout the book, he's talking about a lady called Catherine that had so many issues, he couldn't get to all of them. So he decided to look into and try past life regression with her. And by the end of the book, he'd taken her through 84 different lifetimes to completely cure her. So because I get a lot of interest, if people ask a bit about what it is, what it can do, that kind of thing, I always recommend that they read that because there's such a lot of explaining in there, but it also tells how you can do it and that as well. So take some of that, not scared, but the apprehension away for some people.
Okay. Can you just say who it is again?
Brian Weiss, Many Lives, Many Masters.
Thank you. That's a very different one. Thank you. Sylvia, what are you reading?
I'm not reading any self-development books or any business-related books.
It does actually no? It does that. We don't care about that.
So I read a lot of murder mysteries and anything that can just help me escape from normal life.
Yeah, we do care about that.
Yes. So I'm reading something called what's it called? The Holiday.
Oh,
Who wrote that?
I had that and I didn't bother with it.
Oh, it's really good.
It looked a bit lovey-dovey.
No.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
No, it's a really good book. I can't remember who wrote it, but I just love to get my Kindle out in the evening and I just chill out for 2 hours and just escape and read things.
Yeah, I'll go along with that.
Yeah.
And I'm a great advocate of actually just sitting down and reading a fiction book.
Yeah.
Just reading a storybook as a way of getting out of your head of just business. We need to switch off, don't we? Okay, so The Holiday. We don't know who it's by, but The Holiday.
Yes.
Super. I'm still on Eckhart Tolle.
I'm about to say, that's a big one. That is a long book.
There's now another book.
Oh, is it?
He's written quite a few books, so I'm I've joined his little member. It's a cult, and I'm in it.
So I just got ridiculed for Stephen Button.
No. Hang on. I didn't say Eckhart is going to be coming here as the co-host, did I? No. I think he's busy doing his own thing.
Is he?
Yeah. No. Yes. No. I'm still on Eckhart Tolle. There you go. Quotes, have we got any of those, or shall we?
I have.
Have you? Go on.
No one can make you feel inferior without your permission. Eleanor Roosevelt.
Yep,
That's
I like that one. I think I posted that a little while ago on my Instagram. Kay, have you got a quote?
Never forget where you came from.
Okay. I think I'd rather, if that's okay. That's all right. Sylvia, have you got a quote?
Be careful who you step on as you're climbing to the top because they may need to catch you as you fall down.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
okay.
So true.
Yes.
That is a good one.
Right, let us swivel a little bit over to talking about perhaps different ways of being at events and how they can. We had a grown-up word, didn't we? Leverage
income. Leverage
yes,
income.
leverage.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of passive because leveraged income.
Yes,
Rather
there is
than
no
passive.
such thing as passive
there
income.
Isn't, and I do get quite frustrated when people say, "Have you thought about passive income?" Because it's not passive.
But we are going to be talking about two things in particular, and we're going to start off with multi-level marketing. And the reason I want to focus on multi-level marketing is my personal belief is that it is a fantastic way to start a business. It is low risk. There is potentially support in there, but depending on who you join with. But there is so much bad press. It's pyramid schemes. It's illegal. You have to go and hassle your friends and family and make yourself seriously unpopular, and you have to buy all the products yourself. It has such a terrible reputation, all of which is just myth. Myth and nonsense, and some of it malicious, spread by people who either don't know or want to. I don't know why. Why do people do it? Some people have a real vicious sort of hatred of multi-level marketing, which I always think is a little bit peculiar, actually. Why would you have a hatred of anything?
Yeah, why?
Just let it, that's not for you. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Possibly because they failed at it. Yeah. So I want to have a little chat about that, because that's something that Sylvia and Body Shop, and in fact there are a whole lot of brands that operate through a multi-level marketing system that many of us are not aware of. I believe Colgate and Dell were both multi-level marketing. If they're not now, I believe I'm right in saying that's how they started out. We're also going to talk to Kay, who brings other stuff behind her up into the events for using them and growing a business in a different way. But we're going to start off with the multi-level marketing. So, Sylvia, tell us a little bit about how you got involved with multi-level marketing.
Okay, so I've been in multi-level marketing for almost 20 years now. Back in the day, we used to call it Party Plan. So I was with one company for 14 years, which I then left 5 years ago to join the Body Shop at Home. In my head, I never saw it as multi-level marketing. I just saw it as Party Plan. You were going to people's houses, you were showing people the products, you were coming home, you were placing orders, and then you'd move on to the next one.
But it's evolved a bit now, hasn't it? Where you can... Where people can join your team,
yes, and
you support them to start and grow their own business, and when they sell something, you get a little bit of what they have of their profit.
That's right.
A little bit of it goes, or a little bit of the sales price goes to you.
That's right. Yeah.
And this is the sort of thing that I see so often. Of which we say sort of slagging it off, is that you're taking somebody else's money. Well, the way that I like to look at this is, if you say you're in a store that's selling retail, so you're in a makeup shop, there are managers in makeup shops who help other people, who support them, who show them the way, who guide them and make sure that everything's done in the right way, and they get paid more.
Yeah.
So what on earth is the difference? Is there one?
Do you know that there isn't a difference? No. But people who have maybe not been successful in the company they've joined then decide, it's because so-and-so's taking all of my money. Yeah. But actually, whether you were in my team or not in my team, you will still earn the same amount of money.
Yes,
My commission is paid to me by the company for supporting and mentoring my team.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't come out of your pocket, does it?
No. And again, obviously, I've got two under me. It's part of my leveraged income. And people say to me, can't you believe you've got involved in an MLM? I said, I don't look at it as MLM. I've got a team of people that I had in corporate.
Yeah.
They were my sales force going out selling a product. We even franchised it. So I went down and checked the franchise. Yeah. I'm doing all of that, but myself. So in actual fact, I could have bought all of the stock myself and asked my team to go out and sell it. The fact is, to help me with distribution and costs, I've just chosen something that I've got a brand identity with, and I'm running it as a leadership team. I said, do you know what? I don't even think of it as an MLM. And they went, oh my God, I've not really thought of an MLM like that. And for me, and I grew up as a little girl, and I'm going to use, some of you might, Tupperware. My mum, I remember being at home, and my mum's friends would come round and we'd get Tupperware, and then my mum would then go out and help them sell the Tupperware. Yeah. But for me, I grew up in that entrepreneurial house, and we just did that. So for me, I think sometimes it's caught up with a financial pyramid scheme as opposed to MLM. But I grew up in a house full of successful women that my mum was able to stay at home then, look after me, and then we'd have all the women in the Tupperware, and then Avon, and she just worked her way through it. Yeah. And I'm just doing it now in a different way. But I say, actually, if I just bought all of those products and pushed my team out, for me it's exactly the same. So it's my pet hate when somebody judges me or they roll their eyes, you're into MLM. I didn't think you'd be into MLM, and then I'm off. Because I don't think that's right. And for me, it's. But I grew up with it with Tupperware, with the first.
Yeah, and I just think it's a fantastic business model because you can join a business for sometimes like £20-30
Starter pack, just
with a starter pack.
Yeah.
You don't have to hold lots and lots of stock. You don't have to take a risk on what's going to sell or what isn't going to sell. And Marie, you're going to know about that because you buy and sell your own stock, and you have to keep it. For one thing, she had to move house. Marie sells crystals, not through an MLM. She sells them herself. She makes jewellery, all of this sort of thing. So she has to hold all of her own stock, and had to move house to be able to house it all. Whereas when you're with a multi-level marketing company, no, you don't. I think the difference is that you have one particular brand, whereas Marie, you can choose, actually, I'm going to have those crystals for that, and I'm going to use this for this, and use different things to make the jewellery. So you have one. So it's very important that you identify very strongly with the brand, and you have a belief belief in what you're selling. But you don't have to have boxes and boxes and warehouses of stuff. You don't have to buy it. You don't have to pay for it all up front. You can take an order, you can send the product out, or you can get somebody to come along to an event and pick it up. And if they don't like it, you can send it back. So the risk of returns and moaning, complaints, product insurance, product development, all of that sort of thing actually sits within this particular case, the body shop.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, it is true that your profit margins are probably not as high as if you were to do all of this yourself, but you also have to take on all of the risk.
Yes, absolutely,
Right.
yeah.
And you can't have everything your own way, It's
And all the briefings, the training comes down from the central team. That's no different if when you're using corporate.
Yes.
It all comes down from the centre. So it's the way you view it. But why would you put all the risk of training? To me, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's that as well, isn't there? There's all of the training is provided for you. You can then help your team do that. So I think it is a fantastic business model. What it isn't is an easy business, though, is it?
That's right, yeah.
It's simple, but it isn't easy.
Absolutely.
And people get themselves quite confused with this, and this is where this is where a lot of the misconceptions come in, that you have to sell to your friends and family and become a pain in the arse. Well, you would become a pain in the arse, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. And I think the perception is, so when I look at the competencies and the capabilities you need leadership for that to make it work, and you have to have business development and go out and do that. Again, that's no different to any other business.
Nope.
So, people think, oh, well, am I going to do that because you see it and I'm going to earn money? I'm like, ooh, that's just giving you what we've just talked about, the infrastructure and the framework. You can have a team, but it's no different to you run any team. If you're not great at leadership or business development, I couldn't care what product you had, it's not going to go anywhere.
And I think also it's about understanding that you are going to have, like in business, you're going to have to be uncomfortable. You're going to have to do things that you may not have done before, and that you are going to have to step out of your comfort zone. I guarantee you will have to do that.
Show up.
Yeah, I guarantee you will have to do that. I thought I was pretty clever before I started doing an MLM product. I was, I was this, that and the other. I was running these meetings and those meetings. I was the business, I tell you. And then I found myself stood outside somebody's door with a catalogue in my hand, cracking my pants, and realised that actually, not quite as clever as I thought I was. and it was actually multi-level marketing that forced me out of my comfort zone, and I got over myself actually quite quickly. I thought I was the business, I tell you. I was not. I was very much not the business. So a fantastic way to start a business. So Sylvia, can you work internationally?
We've just gone global just last week. So we now have markets in America, and from next month it's going to be in Australia as well.
So taking this to events, okay, it's a global product. So many people know about the Body Shop, don't they? It's a global product. It's well known. It's all of that. Why do you go to events?
I love to meet people, as you probably can tell. I love to talk to people, and I love to show people the products. So people will see whenever I do an event, I'll have a selection of samples on the side of my table. So somebody may have heard about this amazing new fragrance we have. I'll have it on the table so people can smell it. They can, I was about to say taste it then. They can smell it, they can use it, they can take samples away with them as well. You can't do that online, because actually if people only ever did it online, they would just go to the normal body shop online and do it that way. I offer that personal service.
But going along to the event is actually, it sort of puts in that extra layer of scariness, doesn't it? Because you're going to have, it's like you've got to get out there.
I know.
And I have seen Sylvia using, what was that thing? It was like a peel thing.
Oh, the Drops of Youth peel.
Yes. Going around and not being at all pushy, and this is something you sort of have to learn how to do, is not being at all pushy, but putting it on people's hands. And then this stuff, I don't know, it was like copy decks. do you remember when you used to put copy decks on your hand and roll it off and the skin would come off? It's like, oh my God, this is wonderful stuff.
That is my faith in the product. I know I can show that product to people, demonstrate it on them, and they will buy it. And that's why when I do events, I always take with me what I know are our best-selling products.
But the other thing, it's not just about the products, is it? You also are at the events and you grow your team through the events, don't you? So how do you do that? Because it's not at all pushy. It's not, and I think this is critical. Actually, sometimes people get the impression that for multi-level marketing, you have to be sort of stuffing your stuff up people's noses and just generally join this and do this and generally make it quite horrible for people. But so how do you do that when people just join your team?
I think part of it is my personality. People can see that I love what I do, that I'm passionate about it, and also, I can tell them that I work full time and I fit it in around what I do. So I know sometimes people have got children and full-time jobs and they're not quite sure how they can fit it in. So it's showing them the ease of actually running this alongside your whatever you do day to day. Yeah. But also, it's a low start-up cost, but I show them what they get when they join as well. So I have that. Not an actual picture of the starter kit, but the actual starter kit.
Yeah, you show them what that first
step
looks like.
Yeah.
So you're just talking to them, aren't you?
Yeah. They call it networking. To me, it's just talking to people.
You're just talking to people. How do you get that initial conversation started? So, somebody's poodling around the event. It could be the exhibitor next to you. And, you go, actually, they'd make a good team member. What do you say?
I think sometimes it's, have you used Body Shop products before? They tell me their favourite product. It might be something that costs, £25 and they spend that every month. And I say to them, actually, for £29, you could join the Body Shop and you can then get that product at discount forevermore.
Yeah. So what you've actually done, without being nosy, is you've just opened a conversation. You've found out what they're doing at the moment. You'll find out what their relationship is with the product that you're using. Yeah. And if there is one, you've just shown them a different, better way that they could get it. There's nothing sleazy about that, is there?
No. Sometimes it doesn't happen the first time you meet them, but again, you engage with people. I see them at events all the time, and that just conversation grows and grows. I write down little notes about people as well. So, if they've told me it's their son's birthday, when I see them again, I can say, oh, how was your son's birthday party? So it's just about caring. It is, yeah.
It's just about noticing. You see, this is why it's no good for me, is it? It's like, I'm more like, what, you got a child? Oh, okay, yeah, right then.
But I do engage with the children a lot as well, because children tell you an awful lot of stuff about their parents.
My son once told his teacher, I wasn't there, obviously, he once told his teacher that Mummy can't come to my, what are those things they have in the evening? Like the parents' evening. And he went, no, Mummy can't come, she's drunk again. I was at work and there was a parent there. But you can't do anything about that, can you? You can't you can't go back. You can't phone up the next day and say, by the way, I wasn't drunk, because it sounds exactly like you were. Just say nothing. Said nothing. His dad's laughing like a drain, thought it was hysterical. Anyway, never mind. What's your top tip for multi-level marketing across the board? What would be your top tip for making it work?
It has to be something that you want to do. So, for example, there's no point me selling weight loss products because clearly I don't use them. It has to be something that you're passionate about and people can actually see that you use the product.
You've got to have a story.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to have a story, and it has to be your story and the right story.
Yeah.
And you have to love the product.
Definitely.
Yeah. That is, I tell you what, That is a key, actually. If there's one thing about the product that you have aligned yourself to and you think, God, that's a bit tacky, isn't it? It's not the right product for you. Don't do it. Leave straight away or never join. Don't do it for money reasons.
I tried selling weight loss products, but I felt like a fraud standing there saying, "Oh yeah, you drink this, it's going to make you super slim," and people are looking at me thinking, "But you're not using it."
Absolutely. Do you know what? You've just hit the nail on the head. You're just making me think. So there's another phrase of serial MLM. So you've said that you've hit it. So if you actually choose a brand that you're aligned to and it's passionate, it's part of your business model, like the one that I've chosen. I've also got complementary ones. So I've got a couple, but it's all part of my brand.
Yes.
Now, you see people that go from, well, I'm doing weight loss and I'm doing this and I'm doing thermogenics and I'm doing doTERRA and I'm doing this. And I'm thinking, okay, so basically
how does that fit with
MLM or is your model, it's not the product. So I think it's those people that are the serial MLMers that actually just have that idea of that I'm just going to get all my income from that model, as opposed to the people like myself and you and all of us who align. We believe in the product and it fits our overall proposition.
Yes,
that's the difference of MLM, which way you do it. I do it out of it aligns with my business, my brands and my strategy, as opposed to I'm going to do nothing else but hoover up all the latest MLMs. There's a difference.
Yes, there's a huge difference, actually, isn't there? So for me, I use doTERRA, but I have therapists who use doTERRA, so it sort of makes sense. And I use doTERRA, actually. And so do a lot of visitors to our psychic health and beauty fairs, our holistic fairs. So it sort of makes sense for me to now start using that as something that I do. I've just been doing it in the background. I also use Tropic.
But exactly. So I use a couple, and I'm going to talk to Sylvia afterwards because so doTERRA could do all the brand, but actually I just their speciality is the oil, and for me it's the supplement. But I may not use their skin, but obviously I do protein powders, so I go with Arbonne. And people say no, but it's that. So I've got several people. Why have you got several? And because of my product range, I can't get everything from one of them. So I just got several. Yeah, but like you, but it's part of the brand.
Yeah, but actually, it started because it's stuff I use. It's
I use
as that.
It all.
It's stuff I use Tropic on my skin. Yeah. And if somebody says to me, "What do you use on your skin? You look amazing for 84."
That is true.
I tell them.
She does. But people do say, they say to me, what do you eat? What do you drink? What do you do? What do you wear?
If they never say that to me, I think they can guess. I think they know what I'm eating and drinking. But no, absolutely. So does it fit in with something that you're already doing? And I think that's such an important decision, isn't it? Am I doing this because it's a business and my business is going to be MLM, or am I using the multi-level marketing product to fit in with what I'm already doing? It comes back to that word leverage, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. It's leverage.
And that's going to bring us very smartly into Kay. But first, because I'm likely to forget, Sylvia, you're now international. 50% of our listeners are in the USA. How can people get hold of you if they want to become a body shop person?
Right, you can find me on Facebook or Instagram, and my name is Cruelty Free Beauty with Sylvia. Or you can email me, sylvia.bodyshop@gmail.com.
Super. Kay, if people came along to you and saw you at events, I think they would think that you sit there, you do readings for people, and then you go away. But there's very much stuff going on in the background, isn't there? So can you tell us a little bit about some of the other stuff that you do to, if you like, leverage your time and your effort at an event?
Well, I obviously do readings at home anyway, along with several therapies. So I always have info on what therapies on that I do, just briefly written down, so people can see. It says on my banner accredited courses, but obviously not listing them everywhere. So and then I just talk to people about them, or if something comes up in the reading that may mean they need to look at their health or whatever, then talk about it then as well.
But I think you've and in fact I know that you've leveraged it beyond that by keeping your eyes open and looking for opportunities, not just for you, but actually how you can fit in and work with the events and event organisers, of which I am one of them. So I sort of see this from the other side of how you have spotted opportunities that are available to work in partnership.
Yeah.
With me as the event organiser, but also with St Marie, for instance, as somebody who's able to deliver a course on crystal healing and making bracelets, and also how those courses can be accredited and how everything can sort of grow around the hub of what's already happening at an event. And also Adelle is going to be starting to get involved with this as well, with part of her menopause training. So for me as an event organiser, and if people out there are listening and you're already going along to events, this could be something that you suggest to your own event organiser, is especially at the moment, because things are not easy at the moment. Things are sort of up and down and all over the place. We're in a state of flux. People are giving up their businesses, other people are saving their money, and we sort of have to, I think we always need to keep our businesses moving forwards, but I think it's even more important at the moment that we make change and we explore other opportunities. And if you're going along to events, that there is already, if you like, a community there. There's already stuff happening. There are already people coming in through the door. There are exhibitors. There are venues that can be perhaps used in different ways. And I think that in a way is a key for me. It's about, I've got this venue. I'm already there. How else can I use this venue to bring in different services and different products?
And that's a good example. So I came along, and that's when I got my crystals, and we were talking and we were looking at the demographic, weren't we?
Yeah.
And
me, actually. All women over 50
menopause.
With no hormones.
So I was there. Sean came in because I wanted to come along. He said, Adelle, I need to talk to you. We've got menopause soup. That's how it was presented to me. And
just look at it.
And then you said, come and look at this space. Literally 5-minute conversation at the space. I said, do you know what? Yeah, I've got a masterclass. What do you think? Right, then we can put menopause. Let's create it. I think it was 15-minute conversation.
Yeah.
Done, dusted. That's leveraged income. Slides are already done. We can tweak them. We can get them in. More importantly, most of the things I suggest would be in the room with everybody. We've got a good leveraged income as a group, and we did that in 15 minutes. Yes, we have a trusted relationship, but when we went, let's do this, but that is leveraged income, and that is leveraging the assets and the people around you.
So it's about looking at who's got what. I've got space. I've also got online promotion knowledge and all of that sort of thing. I can set stuff up. I can set up events really fast. I can take money online really quickly. In fact, we did that the other night, didn't we? We set an event up in about 15 minutes?
Yeah, it was about that, yeah.
Wrote it, published it, off we go, done.
Yeah.
Ready to take money. You guys have got the expertise to deliver those courses. I can't deliver. I don't want to deliver. I am a useless trainer. I am crap. I don't know why people don't get stuff. What's the matter with you? How difficult can it be? For God's sake. So it's about working in partnership and seeing. And I'm planning MLM as well, so don't you just... I'm thinking MLM training. I'm already there.
I've noted it, MLM training.
Sylvia, don't you go,
No, we need some coaching.
But it's about looking at who else is in the room, who else is in your community, and actually what resources have they got.
Yeah.
And accepting, for me, I don't have all of those resources, but what I have got is women around me who have those resources. And women who are prepared to or able to use the resources I've got to collaborate. And I'm not sure at what point you get to that at an event and how that happens. I think it happened organically because we work together a lot, and I think you have to give this stuff time, don't you? Because I think if you'd have come, if I didn't know you and you'd have come striding up to me and gone, hey, I can run a menopause session here, I can run a workshop, I've seen your audience, it's my demographic, it's perfect, I'll start on in September, we'll do that, and we'll split it down the middle. I think I might have gone, whoa, hang on a minute.
We've worked together on several project values, and we're already built there, and that's because, and I think, okay, I said at the start, it's consistency. So if you're new to any of this, you start with consistency, you build up your audience, you know who's going to be there, then you can have those conversations. So yes, actually 90% of the conversation had been done before because we have a working relationship, and then we was able to do that. So if you do show up at events, then you can create these collaborations, and I think that's when it works really well.
I think the trick with events is you need to make a decision about whether you're going along to a big annual event or whether you're going along to a smaller collaborative type event, and if you are, to make a commitment to go along and stick with it. Don't just pop up, run along, get your suitcase out, like you see like blokes selling, in the old days where
Del Boy,
they get their brushes out.
Only falls on horses.
They get their brushes out, their perfumes on the corner of the street, and then run away again. It's not like that.
It's not
anymore.
Community. I think you've got to build that community.
Look at the community, and then collaborate and look at, okay, what else can we do to make this better for everybody?
Yeah, absolutely. And then from that community, for me, then you're out and you meet other people. You say, I've got the fair, and do you know what? There's Sylvia and she does one shot, or Del's there, okay? And then you get that word of mouth, which is what happened, and we brought some new people, and then you can say, okay, let's masterclass that event and brand it slightly different, so we're bringing a new audience, and I think collectively women like us do that really well.
We do, don't we?
We do that really well.
I want for Kay is really good at business guidance as well, and sometimes you need that sort of outside support, and it doesn't always come from somebody who calls themselves a business coach. Sometimes it comes from somebody who is incredibly intuitive, who is perhaps in touch with a different space than the one I sit in. So, Kay, how can people contact you?
Facebook's probably the easiest thing. It's just Kay Psychic Medium, or I've also got a Kay Counselling Hypnotherapy page, but Kay Psychic Medium's the one that's used the most.
Okay, we have got about 3 minutes left. Let's see what happens. Your top tip for being at events. Let's go around the table very fast. Kay. We'll come back. Marie, what's your top tip for being at events?
Be visible.
Be visible. Sylvia.
Talk to everybody.
Emma, can you see us around there? What's your top tip?
Bring your magic.
Bring your magic. Kay, have you got one yet?
Just don't be afraid to talk to anyone.
Don't be afraid to talk to anybody. I have nothing left.
Consistency.
Yeah. I think we can bring that to everything actually in business, is consistency, but know when to stop.
Yes.
Know when to make that decision. Okay, this is the Women in Business radio show. We are now going off the air. I'm going to be pressing the buttons. We will see you next week. Have a fantastic week, everybody. We will see you all again soon. Bye.
Bye.
Tune in next week to the Women in Business radio show for more stories, ideas, and inspiration to help you grow your business.